Hello, everybody. Today I'm talking about the lunar eclipse of 16th, 17th of July. Lunar eclipse is a partial one. It is in the end of Sagittarius, yet its impact is quite strong. So, how does it affect us? What to watch out for? Hello, I'm Komilla Sutton, and we are talking about the partial lunar eclipse of 16th of July. Although this eclipse is partial, its effect is quite intense and almost worldwide. The eclipse is going to take place on 16th and 17th of July, and the timings of the eclipse is UTC. Remember, UTC is similar to GMT, but it doesn't take the summertime at all. And so we see that the partial eclipse begins at 1843 on 16th of July. It ends on 0017, 17th July UTC, and it is maximum at 2130. Now, almost the whole world is going to watch the eclipse, except for North America. That means USA, Canada. A little part of Greenland is not going to watch it. And we see some parts of Siberia. Everywhere else, the eclipse is visible. So it's a huge impact eclipse. And it is right at the end of Sagittarius. And the full moon is the Gurupurnima full moon. And Gurupurnima, the Gurupurnima full moon will be eclipsed every 7-8 years. So it's not an unusual eclipse to happen on Gurupurnima, but we must also pay extra attention in honoring our gurus and working with our higher spiritual self during the eclipse time and not ignore it. So I made a separate video about Gurupurnima. I put the link up here. It is also Sankranti. So Sankranti is the day the sun changes signs. And again, this is an important time, and it is important for us to pay attention to the Sankranti. And again, it's about meditative energy during the eclipse time. And it is the end of Uttaraayana and start of Dakshinayana. So the sun's direction changes. So it's a hugely significant day of the eclipse. That means that there are certain events that will happen and will be fast-tracked by the lunar eclipse. What happens is that the lunar eclipse will fast-track events. It doesn't, unlike the solar eclipse, the lunar eclipse will reveal situations instantly, either 1 or 2 days before or 1 or 2 days after. It doesn't hang around. Normally, the belief is that within 1 month of the lunar eclipse, everything gets revealed. However, what I found is that the lunar eclipse is a trigger, and generally you see on the same day or 1 or 2 days around that time that the events are happening. But also the day of the eclipse, it's a strange type of energy. So 16th, 17th, not a good day to start new projects, do new things, but also to take care of yourself, because you can feel very emotionally sensitive during the eclipse time. So you are being extra conscious about doing that. And if you, focus yourself on the spirituality of the day, being Gurupurnima, honoring that energy, and not doubting that are you doing the right thing, or allowing Rahu to bring its negative aspect to it. So this eclipse is in around 29 degrees of Sagittarius, and the eclipse is with in Sagittarius with Ketu and with Saturn. So Ketu represents past karma, Saturn represents karma that we have to deal with just now. So it will be some responsibility, some aspect that you need to sort out right now that the eclipse is highlighting and troubling you maybe with it. And opposite the eclipse, the Sun, Venus, and Rahu are placed. So number of planets together in this eclipse as well. But it is a partial eclipse, so it is not 100% impact. It's about 60-65% impact. According to me, the bigger issue is the day the eclipse is happening, the Sankranti, Gurupurnima, end of Uttaraayana. So that day itself, even though it's about 65% impact, is still very powerful, and 65% is quite a lot. You can see always around eclipses some crazy weather patterns. As I'm recording, there is this whole weather pattern coming near New Orleans, which is quite unusual weather pattern. So it's like not a kind of hurricane type of energy, and but you can see usually weather eclipses can create earthquakes as well. It unsettles the world. And remember that even if it is not visible, like I'm in North America, it's not visible here in California, but it will still impact because it's disturbing the energy of the world. And how does it affect you fully? I think we're just going to look at that here. And so for Aries, moon or lagna. So in each case, you look at moon, lagna, you can look at the sun as well. But I would say Aries, it is happening in the 9th house. So 9th house is the house of the guru himself. So it is even more important for you to honor your gurus and not to create doubt with them. But it, on a physical level, it can also be relationship with father and father-like figures and with your learning. And so something is blocking your learning, and doing the honoring your gurus, you'll see that that situation will open itself. Remember that these eclipses are not going to last long. It's something instant that is happening. So then we look at Taurus. For Taurus, the eclipse is taking place on the 8th house. So 8th house is house of transformation and change. And with the eclipse taking place, there can be some unexpected change in programs, some unexpected event that you have to reconcile with to sort out things. So if something happens, then you need to take your time, calm down, work with it. Also, Venus is part of the eclipse, your Lagna Lord. It is with the sun. So definitely there are some aspects there. For Gemini, the eclipse is in the 7th house. So 7th house of marriage and relationships, other people. And eclipse can bring out some issue regarding your partner, your spouse, that is maybe not so easy to deal with. And rather than allowing that issue to become very big, I would say you should step back, think about it, work it out, and later on decide how you're going to react to the situation. One should never do things exactly as they're happening. Their wisdom is to step back, think about what the situation is. For Cancer, it is 6th house. 6th house is about health. But 6th house is also opposition. So there can be some sudden opposition that comes your way, or somebody secretly plotting to spoil something for you. So be open about it. Be aware that these things can happen. 5th house is to do with children. And so Leo is dealing with 5th house issues. Children can be some issue regarding children can come up that you have to deal with. And also, if you have younger children, then be aware that you are taking extra care and seeing whether in school they are having some problem, or in university they are having problems, just to be conscious of this. Remember that if nothing happens, it's okay. If something comes up, only you're reacting to the situation. Don't anticipate it, but be open to the possibility. And then we look at Virgo. It is in the 4th house, which is home and happiness. And you may be thinking of changing home, doing something to your home. You may feel dissatisfied with life. Saturn Ketu are there anyway. So this eclipse is with Saturn Ketu. It's highlighting Saturn Ketu issues. Then Libra, 3rd house. Generally, 3rd house is a good placement for any kind of malefic activity, but 3rd house is also siblings and friends of your own age. So watch out for that energy. If there is some issue coming up with siblings, to be conscious of that. Scorpio, 2nd house, money, finances. Finances can be a bit messed up. Spend some time sorting them out. 2nd house is also your speech. So be careful what you say, because you may say something and it can hurt other people. And so you are watching what you say, also what you eat during the eclipses. Because food is important part of, during eclipse, generally you keep a light diet or don't eat. So it's a good idea to be conscious of what you're eating. Now, Sagittarius is having the eclipse. So Sagittarius has been going through a rough time all of last year, because Saturn Ketu is there and now eclipse is there as well. So, of course, the eclipse is last degrees of Sagittarius. So if you're exactly close to that, then its impact is the most. But otherwise, in Sagittarius, just be conscious that the eclipse is there and you are going through this difficult, and this is now part of your experience, and think that how much things you have achieved and sorted out, but take it easy, don't push yourself, and I would say most important for Sagittarius not to have too much expectation from what they can achieve at this time, because so much complex energy is happening. Then Scorpio, not Scorpio, Capricorn, it is in the 12th house. 12th house is the house of expenses. It's the house of moksha, house of loss. So important, don't make any financial decisions around there. There can be some unnecessary, wasteful expense, avoid that. And also not just money expense, wasteful personal expense, that you're doing something and it's not getting any reward. So you have to be cautious, even emotionally. Are you overdoing things? Because the 12th house eclipse is there, it's highlighting those areas. Aquarius eclipse is in the 11th house. It is to do with earnings. It can bring a sudden change of earning streams can change. Eclipse can highlight the area that you need to think about how you're going to earn some kind of transformation. And finally, Pisces, it is in the 10th house of career. So Pisces are experiencing some change of career. Some career aspects can be highlighted for them. Work-wise, if something happens at work over the eclipse time, then be conscious. Now, remember that the eclipse is just like a nimitta, or an indication of events to happen. And sometimes the thing happens because the number of things depend on your personal dasha, personal attitude, what you're doing with your life, where the other transits are hitting you. But the eclipse energy can bring out something positive. It can also bring negative things. So don't always think it is negative. But the idea is that go carefully, be conscious these energies are disturbed, think more spiritually, think more positively, and uplift your thinking. And if something does happen and you are experiencing some sudden unexpected event, then take your time to process it. Don't feel you have to react instantly. Take some wise advice, work it out, because that is the best way to deal with it. And remember that eclipses keep on happening. We already had a solar eclipse, lunar eclipse. The next set of eclipses are in December, early January. This is not a rare phenomena, but with astrology, we watch these aspects and we are conscious of their ability to take us off our path. So that is the main thing to be conscious of. So all the best. Thank you very much. Check out my website, komilla.com.